welcome to our annual North Farmington Orchestra Clinic concert. We're really happy that you're here. And tonight we have what I think is a really wonderful program of all three of the North Farmington orchestras. And what makes it a special evening is that in addition to the usual preparation that we do for this concert, at the clinic concert we bring in a very special guest clinician to work with the students for the whole day. Each of the three orchestras got two hours to work with our clinician, and then she'll be conducting most of the concert tonight. And I'm very happy I will introduce her in just after the first piece. Our clinician was Wendy Stewart, but I've been really, really proud and just happy to hear what all three orchestras have been doing, and I think you will be too. We're going to start with our concert orchestra, which is made up of freshmen, and their first piece will be conducted by my student teacher this year, Ms. Lauren Rodewald, who is from the University of Michigan. And she's been with us since January, and I've been just really pleased to see her commitment and dedication and skills of being a teacher. She's also a brilliant performer on the double bass, and I've just been very excited to watch her and help her work with the students. So, will you please welcome, as I introduce Lauren Rodewald and the concert orchestra. I'm so pleased to have Ms. Wendy Stewart here with us today. I don't know that I can say when I first met her. I kind of forget, but it's been quite a while. I work with her in many different capacities. Both of us conduct orchestras out at the Oakland Youth Orchestra out at Oakland University. She conducts in the Clarkston schools, where I've had the privilege of doing clinics for her at times. And she's also a professional cellist. She's principal cello in the Oakland Symphony. She plays in the Saginaw Bay Symphony. We play concerts together quite regularly. It's always a pleasure when I get to work with her and when I get to have her come and work with students. She worked with the middle school students at the Day for Strings this year. And I'm enormously happy that she was willing and able to come for the day to work with our students here today. Would you please welcome Ms. Wendy Stewart.
applause for the country.
As the Philharmonia is taking seats, this is the concert where, well, if those of you who've been to concerts that I've conducted before, either at the middle school or the high school, know that I'm a fan of doing a wide variety of music. And this is the concert where we typically do we're much more focused on what is traditionally known as classical music, which one of my students once described as music by old dead people. And so that is, in fact, what most of the music that you're going to hear is, except for the very next piece, which, although very classical in style, is by a composer who is very much with us. This piece was just written a few years ago. But this is the time when we sort of spend this chunk of the year digging into the joys that come of playing music by old dead people. They did some good stuff back then. And so you'll find at the spring concert that things change quite a lot. In fact, there's going to be a significant amount of music on our spring concert by very, very alive people. So we can look forward to that. I'm going to bring Ms. Wendy Stewart back to the stage here in just a moment to conduct the Philharmonia Orchestra. This is the orchestra that's primarily sophomores. And they have been working on two pieces that they're very proud to share with you today. Ms. Stewart?
can't tell you how much fun I've had today working with these young musicians. So many people, when I meet them, you know what's one of the first things we say these days when we meet somebody? What do you do? Right? What do I do? I teach young musicians. They just happen to play an orchestral instrument. And there's something truly special about this. A lot of people will say, well, geez, don't you hear a lot of funky sounding notes? Yeah, occasionally. But that's part of what we do as musicians. We take the not so great notes and make them really great. And we take these sounds, these rhythms, these techniques, these, all the things that we do to play these instruments, getting the right fingerings, getting the bowings right, all of this stuff. It's not the easiest job in the world. And we take it beyond the notes that are on the page, and we elevate it to a higher artistic level. And you have, I mentioned this at the Day for Strings, you have something incredibly special here. Folks, for a stranger to come in, I mean, some of these folks have seen me around at solo and ensembles and other, maybe the other clinic I did, but they don't know me. And I'm a little strange. And I'm proud of that. I'm all right with that. It's called personality, right? Yeah. And for them to be willing to do what this strange, crazy lady that we don't know is asking them to do, and to transform what they were already doing so amazingly, and take some of my ideas, like, wow, that Hofeld piece we just played, wow, congratulations. And congratulations to you, parents, family, community, administrators, teachers, Mr. Kennedy, Ms. Rodewald. Congratulations. Treasure this, support this, keep this, because this is amazing. So you're not here to listen to me talk. We'll play some more music.
Thank you very much, Philharmonia Orchestra. So now we welcome the Symphony Orchestra, made up of mostly juniors and seniors with a few more. And the first piece that the orchestra is going to play, I'll tell you about in a moment, but it had the not unusual feature of having a bass part that was not the most exciting bass part, shall we say. As a bass player, we often get pieces that where the bass part leaves something to be desired. So we let the bass players go off with Ms. Rodewald, and they've put together something for us on their own that we're going to start our section of this section of the concert with a number featuring our bass now quartet. So without further ado, welcome the bassist of the Symphony Orchestra. this next piece I'm going to conduct. I figure I couldn't give myself the whole night off. But this is a piece that I first became familiar with. My first professional job out of college was to perform with the Honolulu Symphony in Hawaii. And one of the very first concerts we played there, this piece that we're about to play was on that concert. And for the number of years since then, I've always hoped for an opportunity to either be able to perform it or to have a group that could perform it, because it's just one of the most beautiful things I've ever had the opportunity to be a part of. So this is, I've seen it translated as The Prayer of the Bullfighter, or The Speech of the Bullfighter, by Joaquim Turina, a Spanish composer. And this features all the members of the North Farmington Symphony Orchestra. final piece of the evening, I'd like to welcome back Ms. Wendy Stewart to the stage. I'd like to give her an amazing amount of thanks for the work you've done with our students, for the work you do with students everywhere, and the fact that you're willing to share that with us today. And thank you all. This wouldn't happen without you. The people who support, drive, pay for lessons, buy instruments, do all the things, and basically just understand how important music and the arts is in the lives of your children. Thank you very much for sharing them with us. It's a great honor always to be able to work every day with these students. Let's welcome back Ms. Stewart for our final number. globe, supplied by you and organized by our Booster Association, and they have many pieces of information to share with you out there as well. Please enjoy lots and lots and lots of pie on Pie Day today, and thank you all very much for coming.